We're the only ones joining by Zoom. I'm not going to services tomorrow.
Shabbat Shalom, Jules. Yes, you're here.
Goodbye, Salam, Rabbi Zara.
Get started in just a minute.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim hum. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat 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 shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat Shabbat shalom. Shabbat Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat 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 shalom. Amazing finale or beginning. Shabbat shalom, everyone. So good to be with all of you, both in the Kahal, in the community room, and also on Zoom. And just a quick logistic on Zoom. We have 2 cameras. So we have this camera facing me, and then we have another camera that's looking at the community. So you can choose who you want to pin, or you can mix it up and go back and forth. And so happy to be with all of you tonight. And thank you to our host, Kitachei Vav. Very excited. And for those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Rabbi Sarah. I am the family leave rabbi while Rabbi Alana is on parental leave. And this is my first Shabbat with all of you. So it's really, really such a blessing to be with all of you. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Such a lovely community. And we will begin tonight. If you don't have a Siddur, we are using the Kohen Neshama Siddur tonight. And there are Siddurim in the back and also in here. And I think most people have them, but I don't know if anybody does it. Great. So we're going to begin with Shalom Aleichem on page 13. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, Bohem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, Barkuni L'Shalom, Malachei L'Shalom, Malachei Hakadosh Baruch Hu, Zeichem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, Yada da da da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da da da, yada da da da. So awesome with the drums and the shakers. I invite you to keep doing that all service. And if you're at home, if you want to get a jar of salt and shake that, or maybe you have a tambourine at home, I welcome you to do so as well and get in on the Ruach, the spirit of this Shabbat service. And we are in a very special place in the Torah, because we're starting over this week. We're starting at the very beginning. And yeah, always good to start over, fresh start. And we're beginning by reading the creation story. So what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna start by reading a book that's based off of the Genesis of the creation story. And there was evening and there was morning. And I'm gonna ask everyone to pay close attention, because in a little bit, we're gonna be doing a charade style improv rendition. Yeah, we're ready. Of the creation story. So I'm gonna have volunteers come up at that point. So just keep in your mind, there will be some acting happening later this evening. And so we're going to begin by just refreshing our memories with the creation story. I'm going to move this so folks on Zoom can also see the great pictures in here. And there was evening and there was morning by Harriet Cohen Helfand and Ellen Cahan Sager, and also by the Torah. Also, well, day one, the world began when God said light and changed the world from dark to bright. Dark in the night and light in the day, our beautiful world was underway. And there was evening and there was morning, a single day. Day two. For water above and water below, God spoke the words so waters would flow. Down to the sea, waves rushing by, and up to the clouds high in the sky. And there was evening and there was morning, a watery day. Day three, God separated land from sea, and by more words there came to be. Fruits ripe and round, blooms and seeds, sprigs and herbs and vines and trees. And there was evening and there was morning, a fruitful day. Day four, the sun, the moon, and stars that shine high above to mark off time, God set in place so we'd find our way, evening to evening and day to day. Day five. God filled the earth with pipes and jays, gaggling geese and manta rays, birds that soar across the sky, fishes swimming, gliding by. And there was evening and there was morning, a noisy day. So noisy with all the birds. Day six. More and more living things God brought forth, east and west and south and north, creatures that slither and crawl and alight, beasts that run wild and howl in the night. For taking good care of this marvelous plan, God spoke the words that made woman and man to watch over all beings who live in the sky, the sea and the land, and all you can spy. And now, as this glorious masterpiece stood, God looked at the world and declared, very good. And there was evening and there was morning, a lively day. The heavens and the earth and all they contain were completed. On the seventh day, God completed the work which God had been doing. God ceased on the seventh day from all the work which God had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and called it holy, because on it God ceased from all God's work of creation. Shabbat. After 6 days of work, God took a rest and named Shabbat a day to be blessed, a holy day, and now we rest too, so we can begin each week anew. And there is evening and there is morning. And we turn to welcome Shabbat in a little bit more with the Chadodi, which is on page 41. This is a good one for shakers and drums. Lechadodi likrat kala Shabbat, Kratkala, Yadada, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela, Lecha Dodi Li Kratkala, Yadada, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela, Mikadesh Melech Gemelucha, Kumitei Metucha Hefecha, Rama Shevet Ve'emet Kapcha, Vehu Yakomel Alai Hemla, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Yadada, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Yadada, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela, Hitnari Mitbarekumi, Lipshi Bigde Tiparte Ahami, Ayat Ben Yishate Takmi, Karba Nashi Gala, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Yadada, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Now is the time we rise and face the door and welcome in the summer rise once more. Believe in God, Besimcha, Ubetala, Tokemune, Amsegula, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Yadada, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Yadada, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. We'll remain standing as we go into, there's two parts for Friday night services. There's Kabbalat Shabbat, and then there's Mari, which is the evening service that we say, evening prayers we say each day. So we're now entering into the Mari service. And I invite you to turn to page 57 in your Siddur. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch You may be seated. Thank you. So before I call up the Kita Cheva class for the Shema, the poem, the poetic prayer that we read each night, Akavat Olam, is about the unifying power of love and a reminder that when we're born, we are loved unconditionally by the universe, by God, by community. And that means that there's a process of connection, even connection when we might not expect it, when we're open to love. So in that spirit, I wanted to share a poem that I really love by the poet Nikki Giovanni, if anyone knows her. And this is called The Spider Waltz. A spider looked at me and I at her. I thought a spider would be scared, but no. She smiled and sat beside me in the chair and handed me a muffin we could share. I thought a waltz is what this friendship needs. And so I sang a simple melody. Come play with me, come be my friend, and I will give you butter. Come sing a song and dance a waltz, and I will give you jam. Come sing a song and dance with me, and you will be my friend. And we will laugh, and we'll have tea, and we will spin together again. So I invite you to take that spirit of friendship and connection into this next prayer of the Shema, and I invite up Kita Cheva, who will lead us in that. And we have this microphone, and I have another microphone too. I don't know how long the board is. I think it'll pick up.
I think we can fit like one or two more people. Yeah, coming down.
Howie.
I don't think.
Oh, wait, here. Here. 65.
Ready? Ready?
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Haftar et Adonai Elohecha v'chol Eloheinu Yeloshecha v'chol Yehudecha v'chayu Hadorim ha'elech asher Anohi etzad ha'olam hayom chodecha v'tzinacha v'hiyarim shalom v'shivacha v'techa v'tznecha v'derech v'shiochecha v'limecha v'k'sharcha v'yod v'yadecha v'hayu v'tov v'yinecha v'chavam al mezot v'techa v'yisharecha. Yay!
I invite you guys to stay up here because we're now, just as in the Shema, it's focused on what we teach to our children, what we teach to generations to come. I know in your class you have been learning about mitzvot. And so Mordechai is going to come up and I know you guys are going to talk a little bit about the project that you've been working on. Yes, you can put the prayer books down.
So, Cece, you're going to hold that. So, a little introduction. Sure, go ahead, sure.
So it's my pleasure to introduce to you all, Mordechai, Tori Gottesman. She is teaching our Kita Hey Vav this year. And if you happen to be on the Old York Road corridor, you would see her beautiful handiwork. She designed the and put up and decorated the sukkah at Camp Ramah on the Old York Road corridor. And I believe it's up this coming week as well. And some of the things that she did with our kids, decorating the little boards and putting them up. And so, and also, Mordechai is not a stranger to Or Hadash. She's been here before, tutoring some of our children for Bar and Bat Mitzvah. So I'd like to thank her for her work this year and introduce her to all of you. And hopefully you'll get a chance to chat after the service. So without further ado.
The sukkah is in the Ramah Garden. So I've been working with Ramah for like 11 years, developing the garden on Mandel campus. You're all welcome to visit the garden. It's an organic garden. So as an introduction to this year we're learning about mitzvot in Kita Hey Vav. And last week we started our exploration of mitzvot by learning that the point of mitzvot is to make our lives better, to make us more connected to that which is beautiful and good in the world. So what we did is we broke up into groups, and each group got a piece of paper that had a mitzvah directly from the Torah. And the children were asked to think, how is this mitzvah a good thing? How does it make our lives better? And then they made a collage about it. So I'm going to invite the children to come up and talk about their collage. So first, how about David and Cece? And Cece, you just have to hold it, don't worry about it.
All right, so our mitzvah was rest on the seventh day from Genesis. And what we thought it meant or why we did it was so we don't get overworked. And so we rest on the seventh day so you can rest and work the next day. Because if you don't get rest, you're not going to have energy. And the human body can't go that long without rest. And then, and right over here, these pictures we got the number 007, which happens to be 007. But hey, that represents the seventh day. Hey, over here, we got a guy in bed with a very comfy quilt. And sleeping can be peaceful. So that's what does, a symbol of peace. Why not? And then over here, we got someone in reading in a hammock because hammocks are relaxing. Relaxing is like resting. So it works. Okay. Anna, here.
Can you hold the poster while Anna talks about it? Yeah.
And maybe get a little closer to the camera so folks at home can.
Yeah, actually, why don't you, instead of using this, while you hold that. And you guys use this microphone.
So do not desire another person's possessions. So don't be jealous and be content and grateful for what you have and not what you don't.
Thank you so much. You can put that one down. And Cece, can you hold this for Evan while she talks about it?
So my group's mitzvah was do not feel like doing enough, they just pass the great time. My group thought that meant it's important because it helps people to make sure they have enough money for the things they need.
And we have one more, which is do not stand idly by. Let's see. Oh, do not stand idly by if someone's life is in danger. David, you wanna talk about?
All right, so I did not
So
work.
the people weren't
Yeah.
here, they're not here tonight.
Yeah.
David's gonna-
So I'm going to do my best to interpret what, hey, they put on the things they put on. I'm just gonna do my best because I didn't work on this one. Okay, so if I do nothing, they are more likely to die. Well, I mean, that's pretty much true. If someone's threatening someone else to die, hey, if they don't give them like their purse or something, and I mean, if you don't do anything, they're probably gonna die. But so that makes sense. And then this is important because helping is much better than standing and watching the ones in need. Sometimes going in yourself, helping by yourself is the wrong answer though. Sometimes calling professional help like the police and firefighters is a better choice. And then over here, we got helping someone will earn you respect. And if you need help, you can get it. Not really, I mean, like that kind of relates to that one. Okay, and then we got different ladybugs and butterflies. I think the ladybugs are luck. So I'm gonna get to those. Ladybugs are luck. The butterflies are, I guess they represent beautifulness. I don't know. And then we got a flower that's kind of the same thing as the butterflies, really. And the dove, which stated previously is a peace sign. And there's also a heart. I guess the same thing as the dove. Okay.
Dr. Kola, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Okay, we are on to the part of the evening for our improv charades creation story. So I love to get, and this isn't just for kids, adults too can participate. Maybe like 10 or so volunteers to come up. I think all Pizza Bay and Bob for sure should come. Okay. So the students are now picking items that they think represent the days of creation. And it's all of your jobs to, as they act them out, shout out what day of creation we're seeing right here. Okay. Above and water below.
Animal.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And okay, so we turn to the Mika Mocha now, which is what we learned was sung out when the Israelites crossed the sea into freedom. And Miriam grabbed, there's a midrash that Miriam grabbed her tambourine and started shaking it and singing out, but that's how good freedom felt. So with that same kavanah, with that same intention, grab your timbrels, grab your tambourines, and the Mika Mocha is on page 79. Mika Mocha, Mika Mocha, Mika Mocha. And with all that energy, we continue with the liturgy into the Hashkivenu, where we pray about being sheltered on under a canopy of peace. Hashkivenu on page 81. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Blessed are you, compassionate one, who spreads your canopy of peace over all your people Israel and over Jerusalem. And we go now into a few minutes of silent prayer. You can use the words in the Siddur of the Amidah, which begin on page 91. You can sit and meditate if that feels more fitting tonight, or you can always go to the words of your heart. And I invite you to stand or sit, whatever is calling to you today for this Amidah. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, Turn now to a prayer for healing, our Mishabera prayer that we say for those in our lives that need a little bit more healing and our prayers today. So I'm first going to read the list from Or Hadash, and then I will turn to you all if there are people who you are holding in your prayers today. Saying to Mishabera for Refuah Shlema, to Andrea Abrams Herbert, James Albert, Roberta Archibald, Arden Bell, Barry Bell, Karen Mueller Bell, Carol Mueller Bell, Rabbi Deborah Bowen, Robin Cupo, Francesca Dever, Faye Fishman, Marcy Fish, Joan Flattery, Eric Gershman, Jonathan Giannini, George Glansberg, Gail Glansberg, Barbara Granger, Cordula Hamish, Peter Hoagland, Hava Hurley, Michelle Calef, Joel Karp, Sharon Cass, Mas Kaufman, Beverly and Howard Kaufman, Fran Kaufman, Richard Krasen, Elsie Lieberstein, Jonathan Loeb, Robert Mueller, Anthony Nero, Lisa Nicholson, Jennifer Pablo, Riley Pablo, Thomas Pablo, Stan Pollock, Abby Rosenberg, Mike Rosenberg, Shelley Sanders, Willie Schneer, Bertha Schwartz, Marlene Sortino, Lloyd Sutter, Howard Temple, Lynn Van Engel, Brandy Wasilewski, Stan Wexstein, Millie Westman, Grace Zangwill, Eileen Zeff. And as I look around, you can say the person.
Okay, a couple in chat here, Wayne Anderson, Doug Brown, Johnson.
Mishebehera ahabotenu mekor habraham behimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mishebehera ihimotenu mekor habraham be'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. I invite back up the Kita He Vav class to lead us in Aleinu, and then Kiddush. Aleinu is on page 121, and then Kiddush is on page 119. That's Kiddush. 121, probably.
Howie, they can't hear you from all the way over there. Aleinu l'shabbat la'adon ha'kol. Bereshit, Jonatan lanu Torah emet, Tehayam natan b'Eloheinu, Natnu korim, Mishacharim urodim, V'cheina Elohim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivah.
Asher kachanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho One of you take a sip. You'll take a sip for us all.
Yay! Does it taste good? What's it taste like? Okay, it tastes like grape juice.
Thank you. That's your co-op. This is one of yours. You may be seated if you're standing. We turn now to the mourner's cottage where we remember those who have died as of recently or we are observing a yard site for. I'm going to first read the yard site list for the Or Hadash community. And if you are reciting Kaddish for anyone today, I invite you to stand if able and say the person you're reciting Kaddish for. And that also goes for folks on the Zoom. So in the Or Hadash community, we're remembering Vicky Mermelstein, sister of Jules Mermelstein, Sidney Rudolph, grandfather of Jeffrey Roman, Roslyn Cohen, mother-in-law of Shelley Rosenberg, Isidore Elfman, brother of Betty Kahn, Leonard I. Marcus, husband of Rose Marcus, Melvin Elliott, father of Wendy Elliott Vandeveer, Leroy Klein, father of Peggy Mendel, Albert Raisman, father-in-law of Lucy Raisman. And in the Shloshim, in the mourning period of someone who's passed in the last 30 days, we're remembering Bill Conrad, husband of Betty Kahn, and Phyllis Freimark, mother of Lori Medalist, just passed away on Wednesday. And we are remembering her today. And there will be Shiva next week for her as well, that everyone is invited to. And is there anyone else people are saying Kaddish for today? Yes.
Michael Bachman, Don Van.
Okay. And on Zoom?
You already mentioned my sister.
Okay. Kaddish is on page 131. If you're saying Kaddish, I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Yitgadal v'kadash me rabah, v'alma divrach hirate v'amlik malchute, v'chayachon uvyomechon uvchaye dekol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, Yeheshme Rabba Mevarach Leolam Olamei Almaya Yitbarach Vishtabach Vitpa'ar Vitramam Vitase Vitadar Vitale Vitalal Shmei Kudasha Reku Le'ela Minko Birchata Veshirata Tushbechata Venekhamata Damiram Vialma Ve'imru Amen Yeheshma Maraba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu Ve'alko Yisrael Ve'imru Amen Ozeh Shalom Livrama, Huya Ozeh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'alko Yisrael, Ve'alko Yoshvei Tevel, V'imru, Amen. May their memories be for many blessings, and may we keep on remembering them. We turn now to announcements, and I want to see if there were any school announcements. Yeah, Maura, Barbara, if you want to come up here, just so folks on Zoom can also see you.
Anyway, so Yasher Koach to Kita Hey Vav, they were wonderful. It was so great to have you guys here this evening. And Yasher Koach to Rabbi Sarah for a lovely first service. Really lovely. And the other thing there's something really exciting happening this Sunday. So Kita Hey Vav, we're having 2 family ed programs. So fifth graders will be learning about the Mitzvah Project with me on that patio. And our 6th graders will be studying Talit and learning to tie tzitzit on that patio with Mordechai. And so the other thing that I wanted to say is Mordechai and I were meeting this afternoon, and some people have been having a little bit of difficulty with the buttonholes. We were thinking about this and thinking that it seems as though you could probably just pierce the fabric a little bit and just string the tzitzit through. Might not be such a big deal if there aren't actual buttonholes. So, and perhaps we could revisit that at a later time. So we're looking forward to that this Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to sharing that with students and parents. And also Yasher Koach to Mordechai for, the lovely project that she did with the students. And we're delighted to have you, and thank you for your leadership and your warmth in our class. Thank you. And thank you to Dan for doing the Zoom.
Yes, thank you, Dan. And tomorrow morning's Torah study and Shabbat services are going to be fully online. So there's not going to be an in-person option for tomorrow. And next Shabbat is the Stairwell Art Gallery Shabbat. And so more information in the HaKesher about that, and all other announcements should be in the HaKesher that you should have received today on email. One thing that I was talking about it when we were having our picnic is because we can't eat inside because of COVID and it's going to get colder, the picnic part of the 3-part Harmony Shabbat probably won't be happening for the next few months. And we had the question of, do we move the Tot Shabbat later or move the family service earlier? If this is something that you have an opinion about, come and talk to me so I just gather more information about that. And birthdays, who here has a birthday in October? September as well, okay. September and October. Okay, come up here. If you have a September, October, anyone on Zoom? September, October on Zoom? No? Okay. Okay, great. So we're gonna sing, let's everybody, why don't everybody say their name one more time so we're continuing to get another name. Adeline. Yeah, Adeline David. Hayom Yom Hulet. Hayom Yom Hulet. Hayom Yom Hulet. Hayom Yom Hulet. Happy birthday. And from last time, thank you and Shabbat Shalom, and thank you to the Kita Hey Vav class. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you to everyone on Zoom. Shabbat Shalom. See you soon. sec. I